Stop everything you are doing right at this very moment. Do not keep scrolling. Do not ignore this impulse that brought you here, because what you are about to hear is not a coincidence, but a call that has been in preparation for a long time. There is an urgency in the invisible that needs to be revealed to you now, before the door that opened toward you closes completely. You did not come across this message by chance. Your spirit was led here because there is a lock in your life that you cannot remove on your own. And I have received the authorization to show you what has been blocking your harvest. Pay very close attention, for I will not speak to everyone. I will speak only to you, to the one who carries this weight in your chest that no one else can notice. In this encounter, I will reveal to you the reason why things seem stuck, what has been preventing your life from flourishing as it should, and the truth about this tiredness that insists on following you, even after rest. If you feel that your life has been a cycle of promises that never materialize, know that this is about to change as long as you understand what I'm about to tell you now. If at least one of these signs touched you, if your chest seems to have become a little lighter just from reading these first words, type in the comments the number 777. It is the number of spiritual confirmation. Your fingers typing it are your spirit saying yes to what is coming. Type 777 and come back to me. You have been noticing signs, haven't you? That urge to isolate yourself when before you sought company, the feeling that the conversations around you have lost their meaning, or even that number that constantly appears on the clock, exactly when you feel a nameless anguish. You have been waking up at strange hours with the sensation that someone called your name, but when you open your eyes, you only find silence. That is not insomnia, my child. That is a call. It is your soul realizing that the time of alignment has arrived. You have been trying to keep everything under control, using forces that have already run out, insisting on doors that have already been closed by the higher realm to protect you from paths that were not yours. Attention!
Do you feel like you're carrying an invisible weight? Your mind tired, your heart tight, anxious about tomorrow? That anguish, that fear of the future, the isolation. It seems like you're alone in this struggle, without hope. But deep down, you long for peace, for a new way of living, lighter and with unshakable faith. That's why I present The Path to Inner Peace, your daily guide to finding calm, faith, and courage. It's a 30-day journey, a daily devotional for a lighter, more confident, and purposeful life. And this transformation is already a reality for hundreds, as you see. Your story begins now. Secure your access now. Click the first pinned link in the comments.
Your mechanism of exhaustion is this. You confuse loyalty with permanence. You stay where you are not called because you are afraid that if you leave, you will have nowhere to go. But what you do not realize is that this insistence is exactly what drains your energy. Your repetitive pattern is that of someone who seeks validation where only indifference exists. It is like trying to light a lamp in a room where the oxygen has been removed. But I am here to tell you that beneath these ashes of disappointments, beneath this pile of things you have accumulated that make you feel that your essence has been erased, there is a living ember. There is a fire that never died. It was just covered by the weight of routine and the hurts you learned to carry in silence. Imagine now, right before your eyes, a fireplace that seems cold, full of gray, dead ashes. But in the center, deep down, there is a single point of heat, a small red ember that pulses like a heart. It does not need more wood. It just needs the air to circulate. It needs you to stop suffocating it with the dust of your past. If this image of the living ember under the ashes made you understand that there is still something precious in you that was not destroyed, type the phrase, "I see it." Writing these words seals within you the perception that your light has not gone out. It was just waiting for the right moment to be breathed on by the breath from above. Type "I see it" and come back to me. I know what your human dimension is like, my dear. I see the times you looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person standing there, tired of being strong, tired of being the foundation for everyone while no one offers to be yours. You carry a world on your back, upholding expectations from family, work, friends, and you keep to yourself the nights when all you wanted was to fall apart. Have you ever wondered if you were born to live like this? Always on the edge, always waiting for a turn that never seems to come. But I am here to tell you that this pain is not your destiny. It is your preparation. Everything dark that you lived through served only so that when the light returned, you would know exactly its value. You are not a survivor by chance. You were chosen precisely because of this ability to remain standing, even when the ground seems to give way. And that is why now something needs to be broken. There is an attempt to delay, a movement contrary to your advance that has been trying to knock you down before your time to shine. If you feel that something has tried to take your peace lately and failed, declare it now. Type in the comments, "Nothing touches me." It is not an empty phrase. It is a decree of protection that cuts any line of negative influence over your path. Type it and come back to me. Now that you have recognized the sign, that you have seen the ember, and that you have decreed your protection, we will go to the most intimate moment of this encounter. I want to call you by name, but the sky respects your freedom, and only you can tell me what it is. Write your first name in the comments. Do not do this as a registration, but as one who places themselves before the Creator, saying, "Here I am ready to be called and to hear what the higher realm has for me." Write your name and come back to me. Feel the weight of the day leaving your shoulders as you make this gesture. Remember, your like here is not a metric. It is your amen without words, your seal that you accept this new time that has begun now. And while you do this, someone came to your mind. You know who I am talking about, don't you? That face that just appeared, someone you know who has been striving as much as you, who carries this same silence, who lives tired of trying, and who, like you, desperately needs to hear that the door is not closed forever. Do not keep this word only for yourself. Send this video to that person now, as one who hands a piece of bread to someone who is hungry. Stop everything you are doing right now. Do not keep scrolling. Do not try to ignore what you are about to hear, because this message did not reach you by coincidence. There is a reason your spirit was drawn here at this moment. There is something you need to understand before the door closes, something that moves in the invisible and has to do with the urgency of the time you are crossing. I see what you carry. I see the weight you sustain in silence. Do you feel that in recent days a strange insomnia visits you exactly in the dead of night? Do you notice that, even surrounded by people, you feel a void that no one can fill, as if you are waiting for an answer that never comes? These are not coincidences. They are signs of an alignment that is happening despite your pain. If at least one of these signs touched you, if your shoulders dropped now as you read these words, type in the comments the number 777. It is the number of confirmation. I know you have tried everything. You have made an effort. You have searched for paths. You have knocked on doors that remain locked. And what hurts you most is the feeling that the more you run, the farther the goal moves away. You feel like an ember hidden under cold ashes. The flame is there, the heat still exists, but the surface is grey and dead. You are afraid that the fire has gone out, that your strength has been completely exhausted. But hear what I tell you. The ember is not extinguished. It is being preserved for the exact moment when the breath from above will come to reignite everything. If this image of the living ember under the ashes fit into a deep place inside you, type now the phrase, "I see it." Writing these words seals within you the truth that your light never left. It is just waiting for the right command. I fully understand the tiredness you carry. You are that person who, even exhausted, continues to support everyone around you. You bear the weight of the house, the weight of others' problems, the weight of expectations from those who don't even ask how you are. You have thought more than once that maybe you were not born to be happy, or that nobody truly sees you for who you are. But it is precisely this heart of yours that gives, even in the midst of brokenness, that places you on the front line of the chosen ones. That is your seal. There is something trying to prevent you from advancing, an energy of resistance that rises every time you decide to change direction, an inner or outer voice that whispers that you are not capable, that the door is already locked. If you feel that something has tried to knock you down lately and failed, that despite everything you are still standing, declare it now. Type in the comments, "Nothing touches me." It is not just a phrase. It is a decree of protection that cuts any bond of stagnation. Type it and come back to me. I want to call you by name now. Not like one who registers a number in a list, but like one who recognizes a child who was lost in the crowd. The sky knows your name, your story, your hidden crying on the pillow, and your hope that stubbornly sprouts. Write your first name here in the comments. Place your name before the higher realm as an act of surrender so that you may be seen, recognized, and called for what comes next. Are you still with me? Do not lose yourself now. What I am telling you is not for the world, it is for you, who have been walking carrying this burden for a long time, thinking you are alone on the journey. You are not. Your persistence in listening this far is proof that your call is active and that the cycle of waiting is coming to an end. Prepare your spirit, for what is now unfolding is not what you built with your effort, but what was promised to those who have the courage to be who they truly are. And if this recognition you just left registered is the sign that your agreement with the invisible is sealed, then let your gesture of touching the screen not be a simple metric, but an amen without words, a seal that you deposit as proof that from now on you no longer walk in silence. If this truth warms your chest like an ember that starts to burn again, type in the comments the number 333. It is the number of the perfect trilogy, of the alignment between the sky, the earth, and what happens inside you at this moment. Type 333 and come back to me, for we are not finished yet. Look to your side, not with the eyes of the flesh, but with the intuition that never deceives you. Someone came to your mind now. Perhaps it is that person who, like you, has been living in silent effort, someone who carries the weight of the world on their shoulders without ever asking for help, someone whose face appeared clearly while you heard these words. That person needs to hear this call, because they too are exhausted from fighting alone. Share this message with them now, not out of obligation, but as one who reaches out a hand to pull someone out of a cycle of shadow. If you feel that this movement of giving is necessary to break the chain of someone you love, type in the comments the word yes. Feel the lightness of letting go of control, type yes, and come back to me. Do you realize that everything that brought you here was a preparation for this moment of clarity? Life did not punish you. Life refined you. Every pain you faced in the past was the fire that burned the chaff so that the gold, which was always your true nature, could shine. Take a deep breath one more time, close your eyes for a second if you need to, and type slowly the words, "I am the chosen one." Not as a wish, not as a hope you want to achieve, but as the confirmation of what is already yours by spiritual right. It is you recognizing who you are, without the weight of others' expectations, without the mask you had to wear to survive. Type, "I am the chosen one," and come back to me, because this is the seal of your new journey. There is a specific reason why you are here at this moment, hearing my voice, and that reason has a deadline. Something changed in the invisible, and you feel it in your chest, a restlessness that does not let you sleep, and a certainty that the time of waiting is over. I was sent to tell you that this is the last call, the final warning before the door closes on the opportunities you have so asked for. You did not come here by chance. You were brought because your spirit could no longer bear the silence. Before we proceed, I need you to understand the contract we are making here. You will recognize the signs that have appeared in your path. You will understand the mechanism that has been blocking your harvest. And in the end, you will receive the clarity you have so sought. If you feel that your life has been a cycle of frustrated attempts, if you wake up in the middle of the night with a racing heart for no reason, or if you notice that the people around you seem not to understand the depth of what you carry, know that this is not disorder. It is an awakening. It is the number of confirmation, the proof that you are in the right place at the right time. Type 777 and come back to me. There is something deeper happening below the surface. You have been feeling exhausted, as if you are pulling a rope that is not attached to anything, confusing the tiredness of effort with faith, trying to present yourself to those who were never ready to see you. What you are living now is the result of a light that they tried to extinguish back then, a voice that was silenced when you were still very young, and now this flame, which was covered by the ashes of disillusionment, needs to be breathed on by the divine breath to burn again. Imagine this living ember, hidden under the grey of daily life, waiting only for a breath to illuminate your entire path again. If this image fit into a place you cannot even explain, type the phrase, "I see it." Writing these words seals within you what was just touched. Type "I see it" and come back to me. You carry a weight that is not yours, a burden you inherited and have sustained without complaining, smiling at the world while your soul cries out for rest. I know the nights when you wondered if it was worth continuing, the times when discouragement whispered that you were not born to be happy. But listen, you were chosen precisely because of this resilience, for having crossed the valley without letting go of your faith. If you feel that something tried to knock you down, an energy or a person that approached to suck your peace and failed, declare it now. Type in the comments, "Nothing touches me." It is not just a phrase, it is a decree of spiritual authority over your life. Type it and come back to me. Now I want to call you by name, but only you can tell me what it is. Do not do this as a registration, but as someone who places their own identity before the sky to be seen, recognized, and called by name. It is time to assume your place. Write your name and come back to me. If you believe that this is your turning point, that the scarcity of answers is coming to an end, type yes. It is your commitment to the new phase. Type yes and stay focused, because we are not finished yet. If you feel that peace is returning to your heart, type amen. Each word you type is a brick in the construction of your new reality. Type amen and continue with me. Look around you, in your mind, and notice if any face appeared while I spoke. That person you know who has been striving silently, who works honestly and always seems to hit invisible walls. Someone who carries a tiredness in their eyes that no one else notices. That person needs to receive this word. Do not keep this only for yourself. Send this video. Bring hope to those who are also waiting for their call. If you feel that this message is a key for someone you love, send it now, for what comes to you is meant to be shared. And finally, take another deep breath and type, slowly, the words, "I am the chosen one." Do not keep scrolling. Do not try to ignore the shiver that just ran down your spine. I did not reach here by coincidence, and you did not stop your life to hear me by chance. There is a call that resonates in the deepest corners of your being, an urgency that has been taking your sleep and making your chest tighten without explanation. I know you have been seeking answers, that you have looked to the horizon waiting for a sign, a light, a movement that justifies so much effort and so much waiting. But what you have not yet realized is that the door is not locked from the outside. It is just waiting for your recognition. This is your turning point, the instant when your story stops being a draft of pain to become a testimony of purpose. The contract we seal now is simple. I will show you what has been blocking your harvest. I will reveal the signs that the higher realm has been sending to confirm that you are on the right path. And if you give me your full attention until the last second, you will leave this video with the certainty that you are no longer carrying the weight of the world without help. You have already noticed that lately the signs have been repeating. That sequence of numbers that appears on the clock, the constant waking at the same hour of the night, a melody that plays in your mind out of nowhere, or even that person you hadn't seen in years who surfaced in your memories today. These are not isolated events. They are touches, calls, evidence that the veil between your effort and divine providence is becoming thinner and thinner. If at least one of these signs touched you, if you felt something move inside you upon hearing this, type in the comments the number 777. That is the number of confirmation, the seal that you are being seen and heard. Type 777 and come back to me, for we still need to uncover what is hidden. What you have been experiencing, this feeling of constant exhaustion, is not failure. It is the result of a pattern you repeat without noticing. You keep pulling a rope that is no longer attached to anything, trying to sustain structures that should have been left behind. You got used to confusing your faith with your exhaustion, believing that if you are not suffering, you are not on the right path. But I tell you now, with all clarity from above, your struggle does not have to be lonely. Imagine a living ember, hot and pulsing, hidden under a thick layer of cold ashes. From the outside, it seems there is no life, that the fire has died and the cold has won. But if you blow those ashes away, if you allow new air to reach the bottom, the flame reignites instantly, illuminating everything around you. That ember is your purpose, your essence that was buried by disappointments and life's demands. If this image fit into a place in your heart that you cannot even explain, type the phrase, "I see it." Writing these words seals within you the flame that has just been touched. Type "I see it" and come back to me, for the fire can no longer be contained. I know the weight you carry. I know the nights when you lay down feeling that life was too heavy, those times when you smiled at everyone while inside you were falling apart. You are that person who reaches out to everyone, but who, in the moment of your own need, finds yourself walking alone through the valley. Perhaps you have already thought in the silence of your room that you were not born to be happy, or that no one truly understands the depth of what you go through. I'm here to tell you that every tear shed in secret has been counted. Your tiredness is not a sign of weakness, but the mark of one who endured what many would have given up carrying. And it is precisely because of this resistance that the door now opens for you. If you feel that something tried to knock you down, that there was envy or obstacles around you, and still you remain standing, declare your power now. Type in the comments, "Nothing touches me." It is not an empty phrase. It is a decree of spiritual authority that cuts the bond of what tried to stop you. Type it and come back to me. Now I want to call you by name, that name that was whispered at your baptism, the name you carry as a sacred identity. Write your first name here. When you write your name, you say, "I am here, I am ready, you can call me." Write your name and come back to me, for you are no longer a stranger on this journey. Let your like at this moment be your amen without words, a silent agreement between your soul and the truth being revealed, confirming that from now on nothing will be as before. And if, while I spoke, a person came to your mind, someone you know has been struggling in silence, someone who shows admirable resilience but seems to always be racing against time, someone whose face appeared as a clear answer, know that this message also belongs to them. Send this call to them, for what came to you is a gift that is not kept, but multiplies in the life of those who also need a new horizon. And now, before this moment of connection comes to an end, I want you to firm your position. Take a deep breath one more time. Calm your chest and type slowly, with the clarity of one who has finally understood their own origin. I am the chosen one. It is not a wish or an expectation for the future. It is the confirmation of what has dwelled in you from the beginning. You are covered by a protection that is not seen but felt in the soul. You are guarded from the storms that tried to shake your foundation. You are being guided by a firm hand that never let go of you, even in the moments when you thought you were walking forsaken. Right now, all over the world, other people like you are stopping, listening, and recognizing that the time of waiting has come to an end, forming an invisible chain of purposes that cross in faith. The call has been made, your name has been delivered, and the door that was locked now opens before your steps. Attention!
Do you feel like you're carrying an invisible weight? Your mind tired, your heart tight, anxious about tomorrow? That anguish, that fear of the future, the isolation. It seems like you're alone in this struggle, without hope. But deep down, you long for peace, for a new way of living, lighter and with unshakable faith. That's why I present The Path to Inner Peace, your daily guide to finding calm, faith, and courage. It's a 30-day journey, a daily devotional for a lighter, more confident, and purposeful life. And this transformation is already a reality for hundreds, as you see. Your story begins now. Secure your access now. Click the first pinned link in the comments.